Today we'll be reacting to Omeezy. The streamer awards were a mess. Now, I said in one of the videos I tried streaming on this day. We was going to actually react to this. But due to technical difficulties, I couldn't. So I just watched this on my phone because I had nothing else to do. And it was a mess. I only watched one half. The other half I just stopped. I got bored and I just watched Terrifier 3, which I want to record a reaction on Terrifier 3 because I got what to say, bro. Y'all are going to call me glazing Art the Clown. I wouldn't say glazing. No, I'm going to sound like a hater. But y'all are going to call me dick riding, bro, with what I want to say about this fool, bro. I'm going to sound like that Chief Keef intro, bro. So I went to watch that and said, I saw some jokes were, they hit. I understand some of the jokes were coming from. And then there will be jokes that don't hit like this. And it went all crazy. So there's like, there's technically 3 parts to this. You have this situation, India Love and FaZe, all that. And then you got the VTuber one. So I probably won't cover the VTuber topic. All I'm going to say is when I saw the Burt Peanut one, which I thought he was going to win, but when it was confirmed that he won, I knew there was going to be an outrage. I'm like, yeah, everyone's going to react to this just fine, and sure enough, they reacted horribly. But that man is actually dead funny, and he deserved it because it's virtual streamer, not anime big titties. Sorry. And the India Love one, which is a whole separate one, and then this one. All right, let me stop yapping. Good lord, that was a long intro.
Broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations to you. Oh, and
the least educational university, that wasn't funny.
Also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. Ooh. That was you, right?
This one, and you get where she was coming from because the jokes Kai looked like Diddy. Didn't win. Nah, not really. That's more of a
Oh, brother, this guy. Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Stop taking my edits.
Yeah, secondhand cringe is a real problem in this nation. Sorry for coming a little late to this video. I am fresh from the Streamer Awards talking about India Love, and I would be a bad hostess with the mostest, a bad commentary channel if I did not discuss the entire cringiness and the drama surrounding the whole Streamer Awards. From the lack of representation to the bad production.
Black Boy Max.
Bro, by the way, if you're blaming XQC for these, she's not the one directing the cameras. Just saying. This is the person behind the camera, or they swap seats. It's one of those two.
In the booth.
The shit was like, ew, what the hell?
All the way to the cringy and even what people would deem as racist jokes.
Rakai, question. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen?
Alright, this one. This one got blown out of proportion. I didn't do a video on this because it came out after I was supposed to stream, but there was nothing to watch. And oh shoot, I should say I gotta find that Jamari video too about the saga. I forgot the names. I think it's Akiyasai, something like that. But anyways, that has nothing to do. I'm just yapping at this point. So this joke was made because Rakai was banned because it looked like he stole flowers. Now he says he just grabbed some flowers, give it to a lady, and then the manager, manager said, "Hey, can you put that back? Cause we didn't." And people called him out for stealing. So Twitch banned him. In fact, while he was at the university, he was banned. The only reason why he was there and everyone was like, "What's up, Rakai?" shoving cameras down his face, is because Twitch. She talked to the CEO of Twitch because Dan Clancy was there. And they got some wiggle room. Just for this day, the people that watch the Streamer Awards or at the Streamer Awards will not get banned if Rakai shows up. Because he was nominated. He was nominated for an award. So, kind of had to get some leeway in there. So he was there, and Kitty hit a joke.
Stolen.
Once again, did not land.
If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for the channel. Now, back to the video. The Streamer Awards is put on by streamer QT Cinderella, somebody who is a figurehead in the community. She's also the wife of Ludwig, one of the more popular streamers in the world. And the purpose of this event is to get together and recognize the community at large. And this is supposed to be put on by the community for the community. While there are some ups in quality, ups in sponsorships, I mean, this was a total black tie event that I can honestly applaud from a production standpoint. There's always some nonsense that comes out of this. And it all starts with the badly timed and honestly disgustingly distasteful jokes.
Broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations.
Yeah, that part did not land.
To you. Oh, and also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That
one's more of a because he looked like they haha.
You, right?
Ooh.
She thought it was funny. You can tell.
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn this shit on. Turn this shit on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
I'm not gonna lie, you feel me, fan? I get it. I know y'all doing
Now fan's in a awkward situation.
comedy roast. That's part of award shows. But damn, bro, compare bro to the Diddler Live. Like, damn, to the Diddler Live saying his university no education. Damn. Yo, in my personal opinion, I think Tyler a real ass nigga.
Normally at award shows, there's a little bit
I respect Tyrell for defending. Okay, I do respect that.
tongue-in-cheek, you know, joshing on people, type of nature and energy that comes with hosting the gig, no matter if that's the main host or the host that just kind of fill in of the different slots. But there's a couple of things to note in these conversations, specifically when it comes to the Streamer Award. Now, this isn't the first time
I don't think fan mean any harm.
Award show has been criticized about the distasteful nature of said jokes being said at the award show. In 2024, comedian Joe Coy got backlash for his jokes about Taylor Swift at the Golden Globes. And as recently as 2025, Trevor Noah, another comedian, got backlash for his illegal immigration jokes when he was hosting an award show. Now, the fundamental difference between those award shows and the Streamer Award shows is those award shows have a writer's room that sets jokes. You know, these are full of comedians, full of professional writers, etc., putting these things together and then kind of taking some sort of stances, but supposed to be in a tasteful way. Now, even though they fell flat, it was in a writer's room with, you know, a bunch of different people, and I would say not necessarily any targeted attacks. But from the outside looking in on the Streamer Awards jokes, these are individuals from one side of the internet, the Pogger side, aka the whiter side of the internet,
what's going to destroy Twitch, I feel like it's going to be the WNL and the Parker side, bro. It's going to be that side. It's going to be that. Yeah. Because if I'm going to keep it bunk, I'm a streamer. When I blow up, I pray that I'm in the WNL community. Because I'd much rather rock with that community than the Parkers. Because I'm going to be honest, nothing against the Parker creators. The only one I really have issue with is Hassan. But that's whatever. That's whatever. I don't hate the guy. It's just it's a little iffy with me. You feel me? But the Parker side is a bunch of whiny babies, bro. Like when people say Gen Z is soft, that's who they're referring to. Who was the one accusing FaZe of being homophobic? Who was keeping that narrative alive? The Poggers. Literally one time where QT was doing in the FaZe subathon, QT does like PR, you feel me? For the FaZe boys. Did it with Lacey. Lacey does not like OF models. He just don't. No, he has very little respect. And QT's comments was calling this man a misogynist. Bruh, it's like, bruh. And they bully they streamers too. QT was like, and she got backlash. Valkyrie had to literally apologize to her community for talking to someone, bro. Like, it's so soft. Like, I do not like the Poggers.
And they're doing a bunch of targeted jokes to the WL side, the blacker side of the internet.
Rakai, question.
Ooh.
Yo.
What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen?
I said, joke didn't
Don't
land.
answer, it's a test, Rakai! Have you learned nothing? Don't answer it! Take his mic. What? Well, yeah, no. He's learned his lesson. He's not allowed to answer that. All right, extra Emily. Yeah?
The internet took note about the multiple situations that happened during this stream where it seemed as though
that one got blown out of proportion because the guy got banned because it looked like he stole something.
Cinderella, somebody who sits on the Pogger side of the streaming community, was sending targeted jokes and roasts to the WL side, the blacker side of streaming. Hell, even that production issue that I mentioned earlier where Deshae Frost was confused for Blackboy Max was only done to black streamers as opposed to any of the white streamers that were also in attendance. Now, I will remind you all that the nature of the award shows is the fact that there is some sort of roasting or ribbing elements to it. But again, there is a level of professionalism that also goes along with it.
So basically, my logic tells me that they were trying to, I guess it's supposed to be a roast, but I don't think niggas understand that it was, but see, I don't think that was communicated either. So I guess like the audience, I guess it's supposed to be a roast, like it's supposed to be that, but it's just a bad comparison. I ain't gonna lie. I think it probably would have been funnier if the documentary didn't release. Cause it's like if a nigga said like a Jeffrey Dahmer joke or some shit, right? So it's L joke, and it might, if anything, it also might be L timing. right?
Now, I will say there's a subsection of people that did not feel as if this was disrespectful. And I do think this brings me to my larger point in this conversation. But there were some that said, yo, if you are a streamer and you can't understand this, you don't need to be in the game.
Stupid. These people are stupid. These people are stupid. They can't take jokes, man. They're streamers, okay? These guys are streamers. Get out of the streaming space if you can't handle it. Oh my God. Chat, roast us every day, and these young kids can't take a goddamn joke. That is streamers should be the biggest people. I mean, we should be able to take the jokes the most because we deal with it every day. If you can't take a joke, get the out of here, you loser. You loser. If you're gonna be crying because I called you a loser.
There's a point where there's jokes and then there's insulting. You feel me? Yeah, they were just trying to be jokes, but since it didn't win, it comes off as... Let me be honest. Here's the thing about jokes. A harmless, innocent joke, nothing offensive, is going to get shoot all the time. But if you're going to troll, do like a little roast joke to one of your homies, you better know that homie, bruh. You better know, okay, what are pushing his buttons and what's not pushing his buttons. What will we go, if I'm going to be honest, it lands if there's laughter. If there's no laughter, it doesn't come across as a joke. And then you sound corny and racist, bro. That's literally what we just seen.
Loser for that. Get out of my face.
For one, the people that were delivering jokes to one another are usually a part of their community. If your community roasts you,
True. There's some people that did a little roast, to me. Bro, if you go on my TikTok, I be getting cooked in there. By the way, it's fine.
Roast your community back. If I'm in AMP...
Now, some of those people did go too far. But then some people, like, there was a clip with A and Ross where I reacted to Dean. And they're like, who this guy? Not surprising. I have 7 followers on Twitch, 0 subscribers on Twitch, and 286 YouTube subscribers. I'm a nobody. So, they don't know who I am. Understandable.
I roast across the board to another AMP member, Clover Boys, roast to another Clover Boys member, FaZe, roast to another FaZe member. That's a whole different conversation than somebody that sits totally across the aisle in the whole entire streaming community from me. Like, it's just a different concept. And 2, there is an underlying racial issue in the WL Hoggers streaming community that just kind of gets swept underneath the rug. And in an opportunity in which a bunch of people can get together that don't normally work together, you know, they're peers in the industry but not really friends, it kind of gets highlighted. There's a clear-cut disconnect.
I feel like the creators are doing better at separating that and collabing with each other. Like I said, QT was in the face of it fun. Senna, literally a combination of both. What else? Ray just did a podcast. Lovely was... They're trying to break that barrier. You feel me? Because it used to be that. Oh, poggers, they always beefing and fighting with each other. WNL community, always a loud and annoying mouse. That's what the people say. Feel me? I feel like the creators, they're trying to break that. They're trying to cross over those barriers. There's Extra Emily, Agent, Extra Emily, Your Age. That's poggers and W&L coming together, bruh. I feel like that's good for streaming. The issue for me is the fan base don't want to get together and they hate each other.
between what is appropriate, what's inappropriate, what's even a part of your community, what's a part of this, what's a part of that. And it didn't just show up in the awards, who won, it showed up in the nominations, it showed up in the jokes, it shows up every time this happens.
The Streamer Awards this year and Cutie Cinderella's racist jokes are basically just the symptom of a collapsing society that no longer has a social baseline on how adults are.
I will say this. If you get the context and you're still calling her racist, you're reading too much into this.
Supposed to be grown 30-year-olds that have regressed so much in social cues to the point that they cannot recognize that microaggressive friendly roast dynamics is not going to work in a room full of...
I literally watched Rage react to this. He calls it the TikTards. The TikTok. Omeezy. Great creator. But why are we pulling TikTok opinions?
Strangers, even if they are your peers. It's not that racist jokes are suddenly funny, it's just that streaming and our digital environment has completely eroded our social cues over time just because of how much we've rewarded shock value.
Yeah.
It's also just insanely weird and regressive behavior to only bring up people's scandals at your streaming show where you want them to feel welcome. Honestly, the only reason why I can think of the fact that Cutie Cinderella was literally clip farming weird, racist, microaggressive jokes at her own highly publicized awards show.
I will say, if it landed and it was funny, we would not be having this conversation, bro.
Is because there is very little remaining normalcy in society.
It wasn't just the cringe or weird jokes that were made to Kai or Rakai. There was an oddly placed joke about Queso eating a lot of food, you know, a joke based in fat phobia.
I want to
We're getting upset at Queso being big jokes. Very. We getting mad at Queso jokes now. Very.
congratulate Kai for reaching over 1 million subs. Incredible. He just barely beat out Queso, who could only eat 900,000 subs. Yeah.
And then there was this weird interaction with
Jinxie's like my joke game man.
Phase table where I don't even know if she was trying
literally no, if we're getting upset at her doing a fat joke, then at this point people are just saying. Now if you can say it's funny and it come across corny, okay, that's fair. But we hang on that joke. Literally, if you're hanging on that, the people that are hanging on that will go to Queso's stream and will literally type out that. Like, come on.
to get a joke off or just get her shit off, but nothing about what she said landed at all.
Big table! Woo! Or was it misogynistic? I don't remember. Jason, Sakura, the internet's favorite couple. Hi.
I said the misogynistic table because FaZe has been getting unnecessary heat from the poggers. Because they're misogynist, gay, whatever. Because of Wendy Ortiz, although it sounded like they squashed her beef. Good on them.
Short gay son Ron.
If you go back and listen to
Richie, even Lacey said, he did like an interview, and the interviewer was like, so how do you feel that I'm gay? And Lacey's like, oh, good for you.
Every single one of those clips, you'll notice a strange lack of audio after any of these jokes are being said. That's because nobody in the room thought it was funny. And every moment of silence to me highlighted the divide that exists between the streaming world. Now, I don't want to act like the people that put on the award show were the only ones that were cringe the entire night. We do have the entirety of the India Love situation
That's
where
going
she
to be
stormed on stage.
It was so big. That's a whole separate situation.
For Rakai to be the winner
That'll
and
be next
recipient
video.
of Breakout Streamer of the Year, or DDG, whichever one, which also doesn't make any sense. But I covered that in an entire video, so make sure you go check that out as well. It's safe to say that the entire streaming world was watching this event, and QT Cinderella kind of fell flat on her face, especially because she and her collective made a big deal about this event going into what was going on that night. It was a beautiful night that was marred by bad joke after bad joke, targeting select streamers, and ultimately highlighting the divide between streamers.
Ray said this in like a podcast and even the video I watched earlier, and I think it's very true. Get some like funny people in there. Like, we've done it year after year after year. The jokes have not landed year after year after year. There's no progression. It could still be your show, but you might have to hand over the keys to someone else. You feel me?
Groups. Now, I do want to acknowledge that all was not lost. There were some beautiful moments, beautiful speeches from the award winners. There was a lot of motivation going on, and I think overall there were some big positive highlights. We got to see Speed and Kai in the same room. We got to see I Love Puzzles in the same room. Some streamers that are very, very wholesome, winning awards, celebrating, and then going back to their community, letting them know that all the hard work they put in was not for nothing. But it is such a shame that a big event like this left such a bad taste in people's mouth due to a few things, a few bad apples. Most notably, a couple of the bad apples were on the hosting and production side of things. But boy, oh boy, there is a problem in the streaming community, and I think that Cutie Cinderella just tipped over the first domino that is going to unearth a lot of issues in the future. Yo, Adapt.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it's Poggers and W&L just, they don't fit, especially the fan bases, bro. They don't fit, bro. Bro, you feel me? Which, if there's a divide and the hate starts to get crazy, something bad is going to happen. And then we're going to look at that day as the streaming 9/11. What end is streaming? Or one of those two. The end of streaming or Twitch's 9/11. If it don't get fixed or solved, that's what it's going to be. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Let me know your thoughts on Streamer Wars. And this backlash, is the response is justified? Is it not? Let me know below. I got nothing else to say. I will